Right, let's dive in. Big stories from Ibrox today. Jack Butland opens up with a huge admission, and there's a major transfer update on Hamza Igamane that could mean big money for Rangers. Plus, Balogun drops a brutal truth about the team's struggles, and Chris Sutton absolutely stunned by what he saw against Hearts. And in a moment bigger than football, James Tavernier shows his class with a heartfelt tribute after tragedy at Tynecastle. Stick around, because my final question will get you talking. Let's go. Jack Butland, take a bow. The big man was absolutely immense in the 3-1 win against Hearts, pulling off world-class saves and reminding you exactly why he's between the sticks for Rangers. A win's a win, but let's be honest, it wasn't all smooth sailing at Tynecastle, and if it weren't for Butland, we'd be having a very different conversation. Now let's address the elephant in the room, Philippe Clement. Pressure, it's sky high, out of the Scottish Cup to Queen's Park, an absolute embarrassment. Losing the League Cup final to Celtic, painful, and sitting 13 points behind them in the league, completely unacceptable. This is Rangers' second best, is nowhere near good enough. But here's where Butland steps up, speaking from the heart and telling you exactly what it means to wear that famous shirt. He knows the standards at Ibrox. Every match is do or die. Win, and it's barely a pat on the back. Lose, and it's a crisis. But that's what makes Rangers special. The passion, the demand, the expectation. But let's not sugarcoat it. Butland's been brilliant, but he's also had his moments. The problem? He can't carry this team alone. And that's where you have to ask, does Clement truly get it? Does he understand what it means to be 13 points behind Celtic and trophyless? The Europa League is all that's left. And if Rangers don't throw absolutely everything into it, there will be no hiding place. So, here's the question for you. If Clement finishes this season without a trophy and miles behind Celtic, should he be shown the door immediately, or would you give him the summer to rebuild? Hamza Igamane. What a breakout season he's having at Ibrox, 13 goals already, and you can see why Philippe Clement has him leading the line. Quick, clinical, and with a hunger that screams Rangers quality. It's no wonder the big clubs are starting to circle like seagulls round a chippy. Barry Ferguson's spot on. Rangers have a real talent on their hands, and if he's developed properly, he could rake in a small fortune for the club. But let's be clear, you're not here to watch another star get sold off to fund some mystery project. You want trophies, not balance sheets, and that's where things get tricky. With the league title slipping away, 13 points behind Celtic, which is absolutely unforgivable. There's only the Europa League left to fight for. But if a big money bid comes in for Igamane, what do you do? Cash in or keep him and build the team around him? Look, Igamane's the future, but you know how this usually goes. Rangers get a juicy offer, the player's sold, and you're left hoping the next project actually works out. And let's not forget, Cyril Dessers is finally turning up after being written off by half of Glasgow, and Danilo's about to come back into the mix. So here's the big one for you. If a top club offers over £20 million for Igamane in the summer, should Rangers cash in and reinvest, or reject it and build the team around him, even if it means risking losing him for less down the line? Balogun, honest as ever and absolutely spot on. The man's called it exactly how it is. Rangers have been far too inconsistent domestically, brilliant in Europe, but when it comes to the league, it's been a roller coaster, and not the fun kind. 13 points behind Celtic and out of the Scottish Cup to Queen's Park, completely unacceptable for a club of Rangers' stature. Balogun knows what it takes. He was part of the team that smashed Celtic's dominance and brought the title back where it belongs. And you can feel how much he's hurting. The fact is, you should be challenging for every trophy, not just hoping for a European run to save the season. But let's be real. How can you be consistent when injuries, soft performances, and poor decision-making are holding you back? It's all well and good smashing it under the European lights, but it's the cold, wet afternoons at places like Dingwall and Fir Park where titles are won There's fight in Balogun, though. You can hear it. He's desperate for another shot at glory and the Europa League. That's your last chance to salvage something from this season. But here's the real question. How much longer can you accept European joy masking domestic failure? So here's one to get you talking. If Rangers fail to win a trophy this season, but reach the Europa League semi-finals, should Philippe Clement keep his job, or is domestic dominance the only measure of success for a Rangers manager? Chris Sutton, speechless? Now there's a rare sight, but you can see why. 2 own goals from Jamie McCart, and nearly a third, if not for a stunning save, from Craig Gordon. Honestly, if Gordon hadn't pulled that one out, McCart would have been walking out of Tynecastle with the match ball for all the wrong reasons. But let's not kid ourselves. Who cares how they go in? It's 3 points, and that's all that matters. After the utter disaster against Queen's Park, Rangers had to win this one, and Philippe Clement knows it. Sutton's right. This victory probably kept him in a job for now, but let's talk about Sutton for a second. You can practically hear the pain in his voice. Another Rangers win, and he's clinging on to McCart's own goals to feel better about it. Typical Celtic man, more interested in how Rangers win than how his lot are playing. And look, let's give McCart a break. Nobody steps on the pitch wanting to score against their own side. He'll be having nightmares about this one. But for Clement, there's no room for sympathy. It's about results. So here's one to stir the pot. If Clement scrapes wins like this all the way to the end of the season, but still finishes miles behind Celtic, would you rather stick with him or bring someone else in to wipe out that 13-point gap next season? Football is more than just a game. It's about community, passion, and coming together. And moments like this remind you what truly matters. The tragic loss of a Hearts supporter at Tynecastle is a heartbreaking reminder that some things are far bigger than the 90 minutes on the pitch. James Tavernier, leading from the front, as always, showed the true class of a Rangers captain with his heartfelt message. Some things are more important than football. In moments like this, rivalry fades and respect shines through. Hearts, Hibs, and Rangers, united in grief, have all shared their condolences, showing that the Scottish football family stands together when it truly counts. A day that should have been about the sport we all love ended in sadness, but it's touching to see the unity from clubs and supporters alike. You'll sing, you'll celebrate, you'll argue, but you'll never forget that the stands are filled with people, with families, and with lives that matter beyond the final score. So here's the question. Should Scottish football introduce a minute's silence or applause at all Premiership games this weekend, not just at Tynecastle, to honour the supporter and show the world that in Scotland, football rivalry never comes before respect? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.